Happy Monday, everybody. How are you doing on this really bright, sunny day just after the solstice, the longest day of the year? Yay! It's a bit miserable in Brighton, but it was beautiful yesterday. If you got up to see the sunrise, well done you. I stayed in bed, but I was on the beach at 5:39 p.m. toasting the longest day and the illumination that's in all of our lives, which is really something that we can benefit from. Now, obviously, these things come and go, and people can either tune into them or not. Same as planetary activity, same as anything that is a festival or a time when people come together with a shared intention. But the solstice is traditionally the longest day of the year, and also when we get most illumination in key areas of our lives, particularly areas that have made no sense before. Now, for me, this has been really, really poignant this weekend. And I almost found myself in the polar opposite position to playing a role I normally play in my life. And for those of you who know me well, know that I have always been a bit of a catalyst for change. Not always welcomed, but that has been my nature, to come in, to be an instigator of change, to ruffle feathers, to get to the roots and kind of tickle the roots of something in order to gain a fresh perspective. And that works very well in my professional life. It can cause conflict in my personal life. And I'm sharing this because I ask you, what is the role you normally play in people's lives? What are your sort of titles? What do you go in as? Are you the instigator of change? Are you the mediator? Are you the one who calms down all the heated energy that's around? What is your personality linked to? What do you do in your life, in your community, in your families, and in work especially? A lot comes out in work. And our kids. Our kids push our deepest buttons. So what do they tell us we are? Because they will reveal to us the least attractive aspects of our shadow self when we are having those key moments as they get older and can verbalize. So, as I said, in my life this weekend, I got the opportunity to be in a different position to one I'm normally in, and to actually understand how valuable the position I normally play, or the role I normally play, is in the lives of others, because of the way this presented in my life. And I was able to actually be one of the receivers of another person acting as a catalyst for change, and this has kind of blown me away. And I felt really uprooted. I felt really kind of out of my comfort zone, which reminds me of a previous topic, our step into your bigness. And I've talked before about sort of, we know something really positive has happened when we've stepped out of a paradigm we normally live in. We've stepped out of a cycle that we normally play out. Maybe we're playing the other person in the cycle. We're involved in a different dynamic. Or maybe we're just finding ourselves in completely new territory, either with the same people or with other people, and just not having a program for how to play it other than to connect with our hearts and to act from there, and to express and be honest and loving about what we're feeling, which is really important to stop us kind of holding energy in our bodies that isn't so beneficial for us in the long term. And I find that, when you kind of look at this and you say, all right, well, here I am, I'm seeing what's going on here. I'm seeing things from a completely different perspective. I'm feeling really ungrounded, and I know I need to ground. I know I need to come back to myself. I'm stepping into my bigness. Whenever I do that, I feel really kind of, is it when you would say that, intrepid's the wrong word, but when you feel that you're kind of a bit scared to move forward and you're really tentative, that's it, really tentative. But as we've had the longest day of the year, it's really about stepping into our light, stepping into the fullness of our light and letting that light shine brightly. Particularly if you felt you've had to, make yourself smaller or your light dimmer in order to not threaten others. When we get to this time of year and we're encouraged to really shine in our truth and know how powerful this is, both for supporting our own lives and also how it supports others to grow in their own lives. If we're all in our truth, if we all come from our hearts, if we all dare to shine the fullness of who we are, and connect to the light that's always available to us, which we talk about source from above, connecting to source energy, and also the light of the earth, bringing that into the heart and sharing it. You can do that as a practice every day. Just send your roots down into the earth, connect with the center of the earth, and visualize bright white crystalline light at the center of the earth, and draw up that light, draw it up through your body, offer it up through the center of the sun, out towards source, whatever you conceive source to be, and then bring down source energy into your heart, send it down into the earth again, and bring both those lights into your heart and down your arms. And then really make it just an intention, a prayer that you come from your heart in everything that you do. And know that what does come up, as we know, is resistance. So pain comes along when we resist something and we don't want to feel what's there and we don't want to express what we are feeling. Now, it's never a good idea to be projecting onto others our pain and making them responsible for it. But being able to own something and say, right, at the moment, these feelings are coming up for me. At the moment, these thoughts are coming up for me is really helpful as a way of being able to honestly communicate and to honestly share what is your truth. You know what a world would that be if we're all sharing our truths, if we're all coming from the absolute truth, the confusion if we feel it, the certainty if we feel it, knowing that everything's transient, everything changes. We can only own what we now feel in this moment. And if we're brave enough to do that, and then those around us grow in the emotional maturity as well, to be able to hear that and to also share their truth, what a wonderful world will that be? So as the light has shone so brightly in the last couple of days, for me, that's the vision that I'm taking forward this week. And I invite you to take it into your lives, to shine your light where maybe till now there's been struggle, there's been pain, there's been darkness, to make a deep intention to connect to your heart and to come from love in all ways, to hear what needs to be heard, to say what needs to be said, and just to trust that if everyone is in their truth, if everyone is owning the fullness of their truth, then the path that you decide to step forward on is the right path for you. It's aligned with your highest aspirations and intentions. And I'll leave that there this week, wishing you the most wonderful week ahead and hoping to see you at yoga either tonight in Croydon or in Woodingdean on Wednesday. Have a beautiful week. Lots of love. Namaste.